Hello there, and welcome to this first devlog about the game I've been working on for now the past 3 to 4 months. In this video I will try to give a good overview and explain the different mechanics and systems of my game. With these devlogs I would like to document the progress I'm doing on this game, but since I just do this as a hobby and I still have school to somehow get through, these uploads probably won't be that consistent in the end. I first started using Unity as my game engine a year ago when I worked on my first game for a school project which has the name Pigeon with Guns. My current project, shown in the video right now, is still unnamed, but nevertheless, let's get into what the game is even about. This game I would categorize as a 2D RPG with a round-based combat system. The player controls a group of 3 adventurers, each with their own attacks, assortment of skills, and each can be assigned different gear to carry in battle. One can easily change between party members with right or left click. Exploring the world, I plan to have diverse areas, each with their own set of enemies, NPCs, towns, and challenges which the adventurers have to overcome. Currently in the game I only have the hills area, which would be also the starting area. And it has a really green color palette, so with future areas I try to mix up a lot with different colors to really differentiate these areas. The goal of the game is for players to level up all their characters, explore the world and defeat the enemies that live in these areas. And maybe at the end they're gonna fight some mystical end boss, but that stuff I don't have thought about enough yet. So in these areas they can find these checkpoints where they will respawn after they've lost a fight. To navigate, players can open their map in the inventory where they can have a look at the current room, and also a map of the whole world where they see the interconnection of all the different sections. Similar to in games like Hollow Knight, players first have to acquire the map to enable this feature. Next to the map, players can find the unfinished bestiary, where once finished, players can have a look at all the enemies they have fought in the game so far. There are also settings, but now there are only options for turning on and off the sound, but I'll try to add more in the future. Regarding items, players can find them in the overworld or get them from loot after defeating an enemy. These items can have different effects, like healing the player or boosting their stat in battle, and can be used in the inventory as well. In battle, the different party members use attacks, and these can be assigned in the inventory. They can also be given different gear, which gets them a boost in combat. So only if they meet the right requirements, they can wear this gear then. Between gears there are differentiation between weapons and armors. A big part of my game is spent fighting various enemies. Combatants each have a respective HP and energy bar, as well as stats in strength, agility and magic, which also defines the damage of their attacks. Damage their opponent players can choose to attack with one of 3 attacks. Players will have to have a certain amount of energy though to use such move. Here I've implemented a rock-paper-scissor like system, so when one uses a stone move and the other, for example, a scissor move, only a stone move hits and the enemy will have wasted his energy. There's also the option to block, which in the case of an enemy attack prevents any damage. This doesn't cost anything, but cannot be used 2 times in a row. The last 2 main actions player can take are to regain energy or use an effect like poisoning the enemy, for example. You can also flee the battle, use an item or change party members. Well, now there is a battle system, but players would still need something to fight against. So I created these different enemies and I tried to give some variety to the players so they wouldn't always be fighting the same enemy. So the first one I would like to talk about is the slime. This is the most simple enemy, and players can get used to the systems with these enemies. They are also found in the first area, so the hill zone, and they also come in different variations. So next to the yellow one there is also a blue and also a red one. These behave the same but just look different, so it gives some variety. The next enemies would be the bandits. These bandits have erected many different barricades along the main road, so sometimes players would be forced to find a way around, defeat the enemies, and then open the barricade again so they can easily pass through in the future. These bandits can also be found in their home, the bandit camp in the west of the hill zone. In this camp, these bandits patrol around and watch out for invaders, so if one tries themselves in this area, one has to stay quiet and hide away from these bandits. If one defeats one bandit, one gets blue fish, which then also enables one to heal their own party members. The chicken bear is a quite strong enemy. He is much stronger than the slimes and even the bandits, and serves as a roadblock, so new players which aren't that strong yet would choose not to go the path he would stay in the way in. After defeating this creature, one would simply gain a chicken bear egg, which can also be used as a healing item. These creatures are called flower pythons. They inhabit the hill subzone, the windmill fields. There they usually hide in the flower fields, and once a player gets too close to them, they attack them and start a battle. Now these were all the normal enemies currently in the game players can fight. I plan to add much more to further increase the variety and content. There are 2 bosses in the game right now, each in their own designated area with their own little trial on how to get to them. So maybe I'll show them in a future potential devlog. This game has come a long way so far when compared to the beginning phase or past projects of mine, and I'm not planning to stop working on this project anytime soon. We have now come to the end of the video. I appreciate you sticking out till the end and listening to me talk about my passion. I hope this video was interesting, and any kind of feedback would be highly appreciated. I wish you a good rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you again in a future devlog. Ciao.